Sanya, you're watching Psycho Spirited Away. In today's video, I will be talking about my secret of how I deal with toxic people. Since past 8 years, I have studied psychology, specifically into the topics where it involves a lot of psychological disorder due to my own personal reasons and my own experiences. And eventually, after 8 years of constant studying and maybe applying the knowledge, I came to a conclusion that psychology in itself is not going to give us a complete answer to anything. You have to go beyond psychology. Why am I saying it? Is because I found out that the more you learn about these negative traits of people, the more you focus yourself into the negativity into others, you eventually become negative yourself. This is my personal experience, that is why I'm just sharing it. So last year when I was just studying for almost I think I studied for 1 month regularly about it, and towards the end of that month, that one last week of my month was pretty bad. I went into a very dark phase of my life where I started to see people in darkness. How do I define this darkness? I was seeing some sort of a gray matter over them, and it was too scary for me. I did not want to go out of my house, and I was all home alone at that time. And it all happened because of some reason. I really don't want to go back there, but I really appreciate that it happened to me, because otherwise I wouldn't have realized that there is something beyond psychology, which is spirituality. Why am I saying it? Is because I have seen the differences in me. I was a very different person back then. I was a very anxious person, stressful person, overthinker. I had a lot of issues going around, but somehow I was trying to find a lot of solutions to my own problem. That's why I indulged myself into meditating a lot. But eventually, meditation also did not help me till the point I really surrendered myself that I don't know anything. The moment you accept that you don't know anything, that is when the true knowledge is imparted on you. And I'm sure you will not be able to trust me on this, but I want you to really do your research and experiment. And eventually, at one point in your life, maybe you will also understand that there is a higher power which exists around us. And if you internalize it, that is where you will see the changes yourself. So let me begin by defining what an energy vampire is. There are a lot of people which you may have noticed that whenever you meet them or talk to them or interact with them, you feel a little drained, or sometimes not little, you feel a lot drained. And it is not a pattern since 1 year or 2 years, it's happening since a very long time. And you are starting to recognize that there is something wrong, specifically with that relationship of yours, which is not helping you at all. And in fact, it is working just against how you want things to be. So it is possible that you're dealing with an energy vampire, and there are a lot of ways to deal with that, and you don't have to be scared about it, because eventually at the end of your maybe this journey of dealing with such people, you will come out very strong in life. So there could be two kinds of energy vampire. One is that very temporary kind of energy vampires, that somebody is falling sick and they're making a lot of ruckus around themselves and they're causing people a lot of problems. They are not true energy vampires, and you can be very calm and you can be loving towards them. You should be loving towards them. But if on the other hand there are people who have been like this since a very long time, there are a lot of ways to deal with them. And in this series we will talk about who are those people and how can we actually navigate them in terms of the scriptures as well, because I have done a little bit of research. After reading psychology, I came to the scripture side and figured out that it is actually something. And for understanding these concepts, we need to be very careful about how we can keep ourselves uplifted so that we are able to manifest the things that we want in life. Otherwise, if we don't really pay attention to minute details of our life and where the energy is going, we end up with no energy to ourselves, which is a very wrong thing that you are doing to yourself. That is why I'm making the series, to make sure that whatever I have learned, I am able to share with others out there. Also, before I start with the parts of the series, I just wanted to share one very beautiful knowledge I got to know from my guru Dandapani, that this mind that we have is a tool that our soul has to use in order to navigate this life and beautify our life. And this life is to be lived joyfully, not sorrowfully. So if you are in a state where you are sorrowful, you are an overthinker, you are stressful, it is important that you pay attention to your mental health and you try to understand this mind as an entity instead of thinking through the mind. It is a difficult concept to really grasp as of now, but if you start studying about it little by little and understand it through different people, it is possible you will be able to master your mind. So it is extremely important that you first conquer your own mind and your own life, and then maybe come to this topic to understand others' mind. But even if you don't want to do that, this series is open to everyone. Along with this, there is a concept of energies that I wanted to talk about, and it is extremely important to understand that when you're paying attention to something which is positive in life, that thing will grow. If you're paying attention to something which is negative in life, negative things will grow. So you have to be very wise enough to understand that you do not pay all your attention into negativity like I did, and you become negative yourself. You don't have to achieve that state in your life that I did to eventually figure out what is the right information out there. If somebody is telling you through their own experience, maybe you can learn out of them, or maybe if you are a person like me who likes to experiment themselves, so you can experiment yourself. Part 1 of this series is I will talk about 3 types of people according to our Bhagavad Gita or Vedas. Okay, part 2 is who are energy vampires and why you may be the source of their survival in case you are. Part 3 is how you can deal with such people wisely and not get distracted when they are around us and still maintain that high energy and positivity within you. It is not going to be a 5 minutes topic because it's not that easy. You have to really understand and inculcate a lot of things. Making progress with each step will take time. So be very, very patient with yourself. There's no rush. I hope I am able to do some justice to others through this video. Part 4 will be what should be our attitude towards negative people. Part 5 will be understanding a bigger picture of having an energy vampire in our life. Part 6 will be what should be the ultimate goal of our life in terms of navigating the energy vampires, and when does it actually become easy for us to deal with such negative people. And part 7 is how to reach this goal, which will eventually unfold itself into whenever I'll be creating the series for that. But this is the overall plan, and I will be posting one video every week. It is possible that I might split one part into several parts, so I'm not very sure right now. I will be taking very slow steps into making these videos and the content so that I don't unknowingly misguide anyone, because I can totally understand that content that you're consuming is going to impact you mentally. This content specifically will impact you mentally. That's why I want to be very careful, and I just really hope and pray to God that I don't ever misguide anybody on this journey. And if you feel a little bit of negativity when you're seeing my videos, I would like to know it then and there, so that maybe I can correct it at the next moment itself. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.